Thank you so much for coming down, everybody, and congratulations again on what a fantastic film.
Thank you.
Honestly, truly brilliant. My second time watching it, first time 10 out of 10, now 11 out of 10.
All right,
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, good, I'll take it.
Amazing.
This is great.
So obviously, you love to date.
Okay.
I also love...
We got to walk out. We've got to... she's
taking a photo.
All right.
You love to date. I love to date as
Okay.
well. I just feel like dates are such a brilliant setting to meet someone, to learn about someone.
Yeah.
They can be so revealing. You can see a different side to someone that you wouldn't. And I feel like it's so perfect that you see all these different vignettes of dates.
You were so prepared.
I wondered if you kept a diary of sorts, or you took notes of your dalliances with men, because I know that...
Oh my God. I did, which actually was helpful recently, because years after I had some dalliance with a guy that I used in the story, he insisted we had sex, and I went, we did not have sex. And he lied and told a lot of people that we had sex, and I said, I know we didn't, because I had written about the experience in my journal that I kept. But yeah, I kept extensive notes, and it's just a myriad of, humiliations. Just, yeah, tiny and some not so tiny humiliations. Yeah.
So how did you choose which humiliations to put in a movie?
Well, I just wanted to make an 80-minute movie, so I had to consolidate, and how did I choose? Just the most humiliating ones. And
Really? Was that actually what you did?
Well, it's not completely autobiographical.
Of course.
I do say it is. Even if it was, I'm gonna say it's not.
Heightened version of reality.
It's heightened. It's consolidated, but yeah, just a lot of disappointments. A lot of a lot of texting my mom asking for advice, and when I was going through horrible spirals, and I threw the advice she gave in. There's a scene with Ione Skye where she's like talking about, your body's gonna want to tell you as a woman, mate for life. So when you have casual sex, it's hard for a woman. It's like Russian roulette for a woman to have casual sex, because the one night you have casual sex and you think you got to marry the guy. But these are all from texts my mom would send me, because she was quite the slut herself and went through a lot of shit on her own time, and she learned about what not to do and what to do in the 80s, so she could pass that on to her mess of a daughter.
I love that.
Thank you.
She repurposed her sluttiness in the form of
Exactly.
Ione Skye. I love it. I feel like that's the scene of the bar scene is such a great one. Not just that one, but it seems like a location where so much wisdom is actually kind of spilled.
In the bar?
Yeah, the bar. Like, you keep
Also,
coming back to the bar.
It's $100,000 movie, so yeah, it's $100,000 movie. So we will get to that, I know. But but I like that you're framing it like, oh yes, it was a choice. It was a choice. We're always coming back to the bar scene to get the tidbits of knowledge in this,
That's
Alexi's, Odyssey of Men. But really, it's just we had 3 locations, and beg, borrowing, and stealing, and so that's why every single date is at this place called Dr. Clark in the movie.
Well, to me, it was a very considered choice,
Okay,
but I love that it was a budget constraint.
I'm so happy you're doing this. I love it.
Yeah, well,
Okay, it's just
I really thought it was great. I was like, wow, all of these amazing pearls of wisdom happening in this bar scene.
Yes.
But let's talk about the budget, because obviously $100,000 is peanuts in terms of making a movie.
Peanuts.
So how did you become resourceful? Was it as challenging as it sounds?
So challenging.
Yeah.
It was so challenging. Well, okay, so I was, where are we now? We are in London. I'm slightly jet lagged. Please forgive me. I am from Los Angeles, California. I had a blog in the early aughts, a blog and a podcast, where I've always loved talking about love, sex, dating, relationships, and feelings, and this, that, and the other. And I sold a show kind of based on my blog at the same time that Lena Dunham sold her girls show, but my show didn't get made, and I was so crestfallen. I was devastated. I wanted to die. I didn't realize how much it affected me that this dream didn't come to fruition at the time, and then I wrote an indie film, and I tried to find money. I tried to find $500,000, and I couldn't find it. Pandemic happened. Loved it. Loved lockdown. Thought it was so cozy. Everybody was an even playing field. And I will get to the answering of your question.
No, this is very
We're going
interesting.
on a long journey, and we will get to somewhere soon. Maybe. I moved to New York because I had an existential crisis during lockdown, and I thought, fuck it, I don't have anything to do with Tinseltown. I don't want to be an actor. I don't want to be a writer. I sold the show in the room to Showtime, and then it didn't get made. A new owner of the network came in and got rid of everything that the previous owner had bought. Tale as old as time, happens all the time. It's devastating. Resold it to Amazon and all these other networks. Didn't get made anywhere. So I thought, fuck, this is so hard. I just want to make an indie film. Couldn't get the money for the indie film. I moved to New York after restrictions were lifted and thinking I don't want to have anything to do with showbiz anymore. And I get a job at APC, which is like this, like, do you know what APC is?
Fashion store.
Fashion store. It's like a fancy Gap or something. It's like an expensive, I don't know.
Fancy Gap.
Fancy Gap. At the end of every single day, you've got to write your most meaningful sale. About your most meaningful sale. I was like 40, you know, and I'm having like a midlife crisis, which is what this movie's based on. My midlife crisis, moving to New York. Everybody else was like 18, and they were like sold a pair of dark denim, you know, the end. I started writing longer and longer stories, like these long, long, long stories. Fell back in love with writing. The head of APC comes in, and he's like, "Are you the funny, wacky girl who's writing these long stories?" And I was like, "That's me. I'm the funny girl." He goes, "Oh, we're loving the stories. They're hilarious. Everybody at HQ, they're loving it." And I went, "Oh my God, you are?" And he goes, "Yes, but this is a clothing store, so we're going to need you to tighten them up and ixnay on the length." But I was like, fuck, I love writing. I've fallen in love with writing again. I end up at a party in New York City and meet somebody, and somehow from that meeting, $100,000 falls into my lap. And I'll leave it at that, because that's the excitement of New York City. You never know who you're going to meet. And
God, I've got to get there ASAP.
you gotta get to New York City,
Jesus.
baby, the Big Apple. Anything is possible. It's crazy. Anyway, so yeah, I managed to cobble together $100,000, and can I mention Louis C.K. in this Q&A?
Why not?
Is that all right?
Yeah, sure.
I tell a Louis C.K. story.
Go on, yeah.
All right.
It has to be good though.
Oh God. Well, so I see Louis C.K. I'm done. I write this script. And I see Louis C.K. I'm wasted. I'm drunk at a New Year's Eve party. And I go up to Louis C.K. and I go, "I don't want to talk about what happened, okay? I don't want to talk about that, but I'm coming." I go, "Louis C.K., I have $100,000. Should I try to make a movie for $100,000, or should I look for more money?" And he goes, he did not jerk off in front of me. Okay, that's
Thank
first
God.
and foremost. I was like, what's wrong with me? Okay, anyway, so I say I have $100,000.
Anyway, yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
I say, he goes, "Yes, you're not tried and true. You're not a proven entity, whatever, but this, that, and the other. Go make your movie." So I meet all these incredible kids who are like 10 years younger than me. That's why I call them kids. And like, you know, and Rebecca Sherman Minty is my producer. She's here. I met her, and I'm very alive on Instagram. I don't go clubbing, but I feel like when I'm on Instagram in the DMs, it's like I'm at the discotheque. So I'm new to the city, and I'm going down the wormholes of Instagram, and I see Simone Films in an acting class, and I go to this acting class, and I meet the founder of this company called Simone Films. The acting class is very cool. It's like, you know, everybody has like a face from a 70s film. Anyway, lights go up. I meet Rebecca Sherman Minty, and she goes, "Hey, have you ever thought about making anything? We're a production company, you know, it's an indie production company downtown." And I go, "Yeah, maybe I'll make a short film." She goes, "Why make a short film? Why not make a feature film? It's just as hard to make." Anyway, so long story longer, clearly, we get this crew together, and I decided to try to make a movie for $100,000.
Amazing.
Which means you have to beg, borrow, and steal.
And have every scene in one bar.
Every scene in one bar. Ask
it
for everything
works.
for free. Yeah, and yeah.
I love the casting decisions in the movie. I think everyone gave incredible performances.
Oh, good.
And so many of the faces I'd never seen before, which I always love in a movie. Did you know a lot of the cast before? Did you work with a casting director? Like, how did that come about?
I was the casting director.
Oh, brilliant, wow.
Along with Rebecca. So because I'm, you know, I don't need to keep talking about my age, but because I've had like some kind of life in Los Angeles before, I had a lot of friends who were already actors, and some, you know, some were established, and I knew Thomas Middleditch and Adam Goldberg, and I'm a huge fan of Adam Goldberg from like Dazed and Confused and Saving Private Ryan, and, you know, whatever. I knew him.
Did you reach out to them?
Well, I was
Did
already
you DM them?
I was already friends with Adam Goldberg, Ione Skye, Thomas Middleditch, Jack Kilmer. So, and I never asked anybody for favors, but I believed in this script, and this script was written around only having $100,000. It was like a puzzle to be solved. But I was so proud of it, and I never asked for favors, and I said, "I'm sorry, I know this is your worst nightmare. Will you read this? Would you consider playing the part of this, you know?" Who else was supposed to be in the movie? The guy from Sopranos? Michael Imperioli, but then he got all too busy because of White Lotus, but he was such a support. Anyway, and then Rebecca knew all these kind of unknown downtown kids who are incredible, like the kid who was, who I look like his mother, Robbie, the incel who steals groceries, and just
Was
like...
that made with AI or something?
That was just Photoshop.
You photoshopped your face and just sort of...
My production designer who worked for...
It was really good.
Peanuts,
and one of the biggest laughs. I think it's such a funny
I'm so happy
moment.
about that. Thank God. Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
So many good moments. Yeah, I loved so much of the movie. I wanted one of the things I most loved about the movie is the ending. When you go and meet Leo, the editor, and he says delivers the most amazing monologue where he really just tells you to like embrace who you are. How did you come to that ending? Like, were there different versions of what the ending could be?
Yes.
That, and then topped on to that was that then you obviously meet the last guy and you go off with him, and it's just so perfect because you kind of just do embrace who you are and you kind of do what you've been doing in the movie rather than anything else. And so I wanted to know how that ending came about.
The ending came about because we did a table read with and the original ending was like she goes to a Sex and Love Addicts Anonymous meeting and she realizes she's got to change, something has to happen because she's not living life right. And then everybody at the reading, and who was there? Incredible people I love. I'm just going to say them because I value their opinion. I think they're cool. Dolly Wells, Michael Imperioli, incredible like film and TV writers, and all the actors who are already attached. And they went, we like that she's so messy. We like that she's all over the place. And she said, we don't want her to wrap it all up in a bow. Like, we want her to embrace who she is. So I was like, all right. So I just left it kind of open-ended because I love 70s movies. I love it's weird because I'm starting to watch like pre-code movies where it's like before there was like, you had to have all these ethics, morally, whatever. I'm watching all these pre-code movies, but I love movies from the 70s because they could be open-ended. You didn't have to have like a reason for everything. If a woman fucked a person, you have to understand her trauma. I guess I did put the dad stuff in there, whatever. But
which is perfect, by the way.
Right.
I love the element of the father and the conversations.
Yeah, I just love an unmarried woman and looking for Mr. Goodbar, and I love a movie from the 70s that kind of ends with somebody's looking and then it's just like a freeze frame and you're like, what's going to happen? We don't know. Anything's possible. It could be the worst. Also, that guy could be a homeless guy. He's not even walking in the direction of Tudor City. They're going opposite directions. He's just probably just like homeless, wants to surf on her couch and murder her. Like, people are like, amazing, he's so cute. And I'm like,
sequel?
Maybe, yeah, Fussy. It'll be called Fussy. But I do have to book in the Louis C.K. story. I ran into him afterwards on the street. I ran into him afterwards on the street. I went, Louis, it's me, that girl from New Year's Eve. And I went, I did it. I made a movie. You actually, inspired me to make my movie for $100,000. And he went, oh my God, who are you? Like, who? He was just happy I wasn't hitting him over the head with a baseball bat or something. But anyway, he goes, you made your movie for $100,000. How many minutes is it? And I went, it's 81 minutes. And he went, oh my God, I thought you were talking about a short film. So
that's perfect.
Thank God we had that miscommunication, or else this would never have happened.
Thank you, Louis C.K., actually.
And the moral of the story is thank you, Louis.
And on that note, I think we have, how long do we have left? Do you have some time for questions? We've got 15. Okay, I'm going to ask one more of my questions that I wrote about 100.
Yeah.
I wrote about 100 of these.
Look, I'm honored.
Yeah, I know.
I love this.
You could frame them if you actually wanted. One of them is love bombing real if you believe you're in love.
Oh God, yes, I love bombing. It's the greatest. I don't want to be part of anything that doesn't involve love bombing.
Yeah, I can sense that energy from you.
What about you?
I
feel we're not.
I feel like maybe
we're similar.
We are similar, and that's why I love this movie so much, because I found it so relatable. And honestly, with the scene at the end when the editor says that to him, it makes me well up, because I feel like he's talking to me as well. But I just found it so relatable. I feel like so many people would find it relatable in terms. And I was thinking about this in terms of like the genre of the film, because sometimes I'm like, is there maybe it's a rom-com? And I've heard you talk about so perfectly. You say it's a coming-of-age film of someone who hasn't come of age yet.
Oh yeah, coming-of-age story about a woman who should have already come of age.
Yeah, and I wondered if like you ever had moments when you're writing the film where you kind of wanted to make it go into the make-believe world of the rom-com. Was there anything that ever pulled you in that direction? Because it feels so real. And
well, it's not just all my life. There is imagination involved, which is funny because now when I go on dates, now I have this weird thing. Is anybody here a filmmaker? All right. Quiet, timid. I love it. Okay, good. Okay. yeah, now if I go on a date and somebody does watch the movie before we meet, or they go, oh, so you made a documentary, and I go, well, I really didn't, because I did use my imagination. There are like 25 drafts that went into this, and blah, and like, so it didn't all happen. It did not all happen.
No, of course, yeah. I just mean more like that you kind of, I guess we kind of spoke about it already with like it not having the fairy tale ending, but maybe it's its own fairy tale ending.
Well, in the next one that I am writing now, I definitely do want to explore whatever you just said.
Perfect. That's exciting that you're writing another movie.
Yeah.
And and it's kind of in early stages of development now.
It's nearly
You're writing it.
The first draft is done, and but it's funny because now that I made this movie, and really, again, it's $100,000 movie. Okay, at the end of everything, it was like still under 200,000. And it was so hard because you can only ask for so many. You can't do that for another movie. Ask for the favors, please, with the sound and this was my film school. So now I go into these meetings and people are like, well, now for your next script, you should just write, think bigger. It could be millions of dollars. And I just have a really hard time thinking that way because and I think it's a better way to be thinking where I'm still trying to think like, if I got 5 million, wow, that would be incredible because then I could have a union crew. But, but if I can only find 500,000, I just want to fucking make something. And then Cord Jefferson had that wonderful speech at the Oscars where he's like, instead of making a $10 million, maybe make 100, whatever he said. You do the math. Okay, so just like lower budget movies. And I do love talky, character-driven movies because I'm so verbose and won't shut the fuck up myself. Like it's gonna. All right.
Well, I'm very excited for you to be making more, and I can't wait to see all of the other movies that you make because I'm sure they're going to be as brilliant, if not more brilliant, than this one that was so fantastic. I think now it's time for some questions from the audience.
You know what the crazy thing is? It was, I feel like people who are in the movies and direct them get whatever, it is, strike that, let me start over. Okay. If I take an Instagram selfie, chances are I could be doing a photo for 20 minutes, thinking, am I going to use a Paris filter, this, that, and the other? But strangely, in this situation, I wasn't precious. I wasn't precious with my coverage. I just thought, did it sound naturalistic? Do I sound like I speak like a human being? And we had to move on because that's the thing. And I'm like, I'm topless, which by the way, I thought everybody on set would love that, but it turns out they're disgusted and revolted, and nobody cared. But yeah, so I just had to make immediate decisions, and it was easier. It was actually a reprieve from all the stress because So yeah. But I don't think I want to do it in my next thing. I want to actually just be behind the camera. I feel like, yeah, I want to make this is very personal. I want to make another personal film. And I have been checking in with myself going, where am I at now? How am I feeling? But I don't want to write some thing where it's, a girl has made her first film and she's navigating the world and she's not quite where she wants to be, but she's almost something. It's too, so yeah, I'm just trying to, I want to make it personal, but I want it to be elevated and like bigger and, oh God, every reference I want to make is some kind of like canceled, Me Too, horrible
reference.
Am I allowed to say I like Hannah and her sisters?
Yeah, I
like Hannah and her sisters. And so, yeah, so it's like, for me, a big inspiration for this movie was Someone to Love, which is like this very talky, ridiculous movie that a lot of people hate, by Henry Jaglom, and Looking for Mr. Goodbar, My Dinner with Andre, just lots of little Party Girl, Swingers, this, that, and the other. I just want, I want to make another personal film, but honest and funny with a little existential, sad, dramedy kind of. I don't know. God damn it. Who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen? I can't do this.
Well, we'll all be there. We'll be buying tickets. Okay.
Oh yes.
We have time for another question. Yes, at the front here.
don't think so. Isn't there that line? Who said, the more personal, the more universal? Where I just feel like, and I want it to sound like something only I could write. My perspective on the world, how I see the world. I wish was more personal. The only time I had again, it was like the financial restrictions were such a huge part of it. And at times I thought, what am I making? There's like all these wacky sexual hijinks and disappointing dalliances. And then like the dad phone call, what is that all about? With this, like, what am I making here? I had no idea. And then this is what it turned out to be, and it was fine. It's very much me. So, yeah, I would go harder on personal, and then you really find your people. And the people who are into what you do and like you, they really like you. And the people who don't like this, and don't like me, they do not like me, and that is fine. You figure out who wants what you're making. This is so funny. If anything, she's probably manifesting just horrible stuff, and she's got to do some shadow work because there is something diabolical running her insides, this girl. Manifestation work was the most important manifestation work having to do with the movie was manifesting the $100,000. Okay, and then I think say you're quite. What part did it play in the thing? I think it's just because it's something you always hear about. It's just like when the girls were talking about the manifestation thing, I do believe in all these things, and I think there's a phrase that I think Oprah said or someone said, that's what you appreciate appreciates. I'm gonna vomit. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm saying these words out loud. But while I do love astrology and the pattern app and manifesting and this, that, and the other, and yes, I might even listen to a recording of me saying positive I am statements, to try to manifest the next funding for my next movie. In the movie here, it was just to make fun of the fact that it's like my friends, in the movie are doing they're doing ketamine, they're doing coke, they're giving me horrible advice, and it's the fucking blind leading the blind. Oh, you're gonna give me manifestation advice? Fantastic, coming from a person whose life I would never want to emulate. Are you fucking kidding me? But it's like what we all do. We're like, okay, and we have our mood boards and our things, and while there is, an element of truth to all that, and I totally subscribe to it, and I love the Real Housewives and Target and crystals and this, that, and the other, I also am self-aware enough to be like, especially if I zoom out and I hear myself having a conversation, whether it's with, not that we've had this conversation, but with any of my girlfriends about love and dating and, all it takes is one, and I'm manifesting and putting out in the ether, it sounds funny. It just makes me laugh because it's like, oh boy, good luck to these idiots. You know what I mean? But,
well, I was going to say.
What were you going to say?
No, I was going to say I'm manifesting success for your next endeavors.
Me too. Okay.
And for everyone and for everybody in this room. So let's all manifest that together.
Yes.
That's all we have time for, sadly. But thank you again for making this incredible film and coming to London. And thank you everyone for being here.